Okay, hello everyone. Colin here with the Week 3 audio lecture for English 1010. As you can see from the timestamp, this lecture is a bit shorter than maybe previous lectures, and that's because I don't have any reading to discuss. But what I want to use this audio lecture to do is to just offer a couple of reminders about this week, what's expected of you for this week, what's due this week. We'll, of course, talk about this in class, but you might listen to this, or you'll probably listen to this after class. So again, just offering some reminders. The first, remember your first essay. It is due by the end of the week. All of that information is on D2L. Just go to the assignments tab, and hopefully you've already developed a rough draft. But if you haven't, please get started on that as soon as possible. And speaking of rough drafts, as you can see on D2L in the assignments tab, there is a rough draft folder. I strongly encourage you to submit a rough draft so I can read it and offer feedback. But I did want to say this: if you don't submit a rough draft by Friday of this week, I won't have an opportunity to read it before Essay 1 is due. So talk to me in class, allow me to read your essay in class. If not, submit a digital copy through D2L. Please ensure that you submit to the correct folder, but that's something I would strongly encourage everyone to do. And finally, I would also encourage everyone, I spoke about this on the first day, if you have not explored Grammarly, I think now would be the best time to do that. Grammarly, as I spoke about on the first day, it's a free editing software system. Now, there is a paid version, and I want to be extremely clear about this. I am not suggesting, nor am I requiring you to pay for Grammarly, but I think the free service, even if you just use the free service, I think it's a lot better than maybe spell or grammar check on something like Microsoft Word. I think it's more intuitive. I think it catches more. It's not perfect, but it certainly catches, I would argue, a lot more, and it offers these explanations for the potential mistakes you've made, and I think that can be extremely helpful too. That's not something you necessarily see with the spell and grammar check software that's available on, again, something like Microsoft Word. So quickly, in summation, don't forget you have an essay due at the end of this week. You can find the due date in the assignments tab on D2L. There's also a rough draft folder. Please submit to the rough draft folder, but you need to do so by Friday. And if I didn't say this before, when you go to submit your final draft, you need to ensure that you submit to the correct folder. There's a folder for the final draft, and there's a folder for rough drafts. You need to do the work of submitting whatever your final draft is to the correct folder. Just submitting to the rough draft folder doesn't count. That's not sufficient. And finally, as you are editing your essay, as you are developing this final draft, consider using a service like Grammarly. You'll find a link in the content tab. Again, there's a free version. I am not suggesting you need to pay for it. If you have any additional questions, of course, please email me, please contact me. But until we speak again, this is Colin Cox for English 1010. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.